Hello everybody out there, it is Sebastian of Sebastian's Movie Game Time, and on today, episode 39, I believe, I'm going to be talking about the classic movies I really like and enjoy. Now, these movies are from the 1930s to the early 1940s, and these are the classic films that I really enjoyed and liked from the 30s to the 40s. So let's get started, shall we? First off, we have Dracula, known as Dracula, from 1931. It's a black and white one that stars Bela Lugosi. Dracula is about a vampire named Count Dracula who comes to the city of London to find a woman for her to be his bride, along with his other wife, Dracula brides that he's married to before this new woman. What can I say about this Dracula movie? Well, you know, this is the Universal monster classic film, Dracula, with Bela Lugosi, like I said, who stars as the main title character. It's a very beautiful movie. I mean, it's a very classic, beautiful black and white horror movie, monster horror movie. It is. And even to this day, it's, you know, the cinematography it's great. The acting's great by Bela Lugosi, I believe. And you know the score. Oh, but the score now. Now, when you see the DVD of Dracula, you're gonna see two versions. One is to play the movie without no score playing. What that means that when you play this movie, they'll give you two options. You can listen to the score of this movie throughout the entire of this movie, so you can play the film with the score playing in the background as you're watching a movie, or you can choose to play the movie without hearing the music score. But my advice to all of you, if you do get this on DVD or Blu-ray, whatever format that you have it on, choose the version where it says, I don't know, play the movie with the score music background, because the music score in this Dracula movie, it's legendary piece, beautiful piece, composed by a composer named Philip Glass. So if you watch Dracula movie, choose the version format that says play this movie with the music score playing in the background. Because if you watch this entire movie playing you're hearing the music score as you're watching the movie, it adds well to the movie just by playing the score of the music. It's very beautifully orchestrated, composed by Philip Glass, and it's a classic of its time. So I give Dracula 1931 4 out of 3 stars. Next we have Grand Hotel. It's about a group of different guests staying at this luxury hotel as they're beyond wildest dreams ever they could possibly imagine. This is a great classic film, Grand Hotel. It stars So it stars Greta Garbo. She's a classic actress. John Barrymore, John Crawford, and Lionel Barrymore. As you already know, Lionel Barrymore and John Barrymore, they're all related to an actress, Drew Barrymore, which is her family's legacy. So you got both family legacies of the Barrymore family, including Drew Barrymore, who's an actress today in movies and has her own Drew Barrymore show today. So it stars John Crawford, Lionel Barrymore, John Barrymore, Greta Garbo, and it's a fun classic movie, Grand Hotel. I give it 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Invisible Man. Oh, I love you. Now, as much as I like Universal monsters, Dracula, Creature from the Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera, Bride Frankenstein, the Monster, the Wolfman. I like those Universal classic monster movies. I do. They're all great as what they do in these movies. But my favorite Universal Monster classic, my Universal Monster favorite. I know to a lot of people may disagree with me because they like Creature in Black Lagoon. They rather see Dracula, Frankenstein, Bride Frankenstein, Wolfman, the Phantom of the Opera, or the Mummy. All those Universal Monster films are really classical, cool in their own way. But there's only one Universal Monster film. As much as I like Dracula, but my ultimate favorite Universal Monster classic character is the Invisible Man. Why? That's just my opinion and thoughts about the character. As you can see, I'm wearing I'm sure you can. So I am wearing a Invisible Man t-shirt because I knew I was going to be talking about and reviewing the Invisible Man. So that's why I'm wearing a t-shirt of this. I love the Invisible Man. Now I know what all of you out there could say. What? You like Dracula? What about Frankenstein? Bride of Frankenstein, the Wolfman, the Mummy, Creature from Black Lagoon, Phantom of the Opera. Why? Do you like this other Universal Monster classics? No, I do. I do like these Universal Monsters. I do enjoy them. I do. Even Dracula. I like Dracula. But when it comes to Universal Monster, to me, is the Invisible Man. Because the Invisible Man, it's my favorite. Why? Because I like it. I like the way he laughs. I like the way how he can scare people by taking off his bandage off his face and you can't see him because he's invincible, and he scares people, and he has that maniacal laugh or menacing laugh, whatever. I just like the Invisible Man character. I am more of an Invisible Man character loving than the other Universal Monsters. But I do like the Universal Monster characters. I do. But the Invisible Man to me is my favorite. But that's just me and my thoughts and opinion. The Invisible Man is about a mad scientist named Jack Griffin who wreaks havoc as he becomes invincible, who wreaks havoc across town and attacking people. The Invisible Man, it stars Claude Rains and Claude Rains as the title character Invisible Man, and also co-starred in this film is Gloria Stewart. Gloria Stewart, you should know Gloria Stewart because later on, like towards the 90s year, she's much older. She was much older when she did this movie in the 90s. James Cameron's Titanic. She's the older version character that Kate Winslet's character of the Titanic movie. So she's the one who's telling her character. She's the one telling her story background when she was younger, when she was the Kate Winslet played her. In the flashback of the James Cameron's Titanic movie, Gloria Stewart, that's her, who plays the elderly woman who tells her story when she was younger that Kate Winslet played in James Cameron's Titanic movie. Well, Gloria Stewart was young in the Invisible Man, if you're wondering. So, I get the Invisible Man movie 4 out of 5 stars. We have Manhattan melodrama. It's about two friends with 2 different lives. One is the law, and the other is a small town gangster. As they happen to be in love with the same woman. Manhattan melodrama. Oh boy, what can I say about this movie? Okay, I'm not sure you don't know about. I'm not sure you don't know about this, or maybe some of you people out there who knows history or read history books, and you say that this movie, why is this movie Manhattan melodrama, why is this movie Manhattan melodrama such a big thing? Why is this movie such a big thing? Because back in the 30s, you know, gangsters ruled the different parts of the Midwest, city, town, You know, John Dillinger, Bayface Nelson, other famous bank robbery gangsters of that time. But there's one gangster. There's one gangster who, and that gangster's name is John Dillinger. John Dillinger. You should know the name John Dillinger because he was a gangster that was coming out the movie theater after watching this movie, Manhattan Melodrama. It was after this gangster picture movie, Manhattan Melodrama, that John Dillinger. This was the last film that John Dillinger saw the night before he was shot and killed outside the movie theater by the FBI agents who were waiting for him to come out. So Manhattan Melodrama, this movie's special in a way because this is the last film that the gangster John Dillinger saw like in a theater before he was shot outside the movie theater when he was done watching this movie. So this movie is kind of historical, accurate, because you know this was the last movie that gangster John Dillinger saw before he was gunned down outside the movie theater that night. And I gotta say, I finally saw this movie. I never saw this movie before, but when I saw it, I literally felt like I could feel John Dillinger's presence with me. When I saw this movie, Manhattan Melodrama, when I saw this movie for the first time, I can literally feel like John Dillinger's present spirit. Oh no, present. I can feel the gangster John Dillinger's presence when I was watching this movie, because this is the last movie that the gangster Dillinger saw before he was gunned down outside the theater. So this was the last movie that he saw before he was killed by the FBI agents. So when I was watching this movie, I can literally feel like I was back in that time, in that same theater when John Dillinger was watching this movie at that theater. I felt like I was back in that time in that theater with him watching this movie, because this was the last movie that Dillinger saw before he was gunned down. So I really felt like I was back in that time period and that night before Dillinger was gunned down. Like I was watching this movie with them, or I was watching along with them. Like I was in the same theater as him watching this movie. And this is a classic movie, Manhattan Melodrama. It really is. And like I said, this movie is historical accurate because this was the last movie that Dillinger saw before he was gunned down. So it's kind of a special movie, I guess you could say. Well, to John Dillinger, of course. But, you know, he was gunned down outside the theater that year, that night when this movie came out. So this was the last film that he saw. But I really like Manhattan Melodrama. I really enjoyed it. It stars Clark Gable and William Powell. I give Manhattan Melodrama 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Adventures of Robin Hood. It's about a rebel outlaw named Robin Hood who robs the rich and gives to the poor people who needs the money at the time. It's a really beloved. There's so many classic versions of Robin Hood, like the Disney animated one from the 70s. But this Robin Hood movie that I'm talking about, it stars Errol Flynn and Olivia de Havilland. This is like a great Robin Hood movie. I really like this one with Errol Flynn. I give The Adventures of Robin Hood 4 out of 3 stars. We have Gone with the Wind. I love Gone with the Wind. If you would have said to me, what 2 classic movies do I like the most? And I'm gonna say, well, among them, one of those classic films is Gone with the Wind. I love Gone with the Wind. It's my second, I could say my least second favorite classic movie, Gone with the Wind. That movie is entirely beautiful, shot, well made, directed, acted by cast. I mean, Gone with the Wind is like it's one of those special landmark movies that you see for the first time and you just can't take your eyes off it. It's very beautiful, gorgeous shot, well done made. And it was the biggest movie of all time when it first came out. I mean, it made tons of money. It was the biggest box office movie hit ever from 1939. Gone with the Wind tells a story about a spoiled rich girl named Miss Scarlet. Well, at the same time, she meets a woman. Actually, I'm sorry. At the same time, she meets a man. She meets a charming man who, you know, who during the years of the Civil War, of the American Revolutionary Civil War, revolutionary. Like I said, Gone with the Wind, it's a classic movie. It really is. It's my second favorite classic film, Gone with the Wind. Really beautiful shot, well made. The acting, the story. I give Gone with the Wind 4 out of 3 stars. We had the woman. It follows different women who don't like each other, while at the same time they marriage get to know one the other, or get to know each other. The Woman is another classic fun movie. It really is. It stars Nomar Shanner and Joan Crawford. I give The Woman 4 out of 3 stars. We have Gold Diggers of 1933. It's about a group of women who has a new Broadway performers who has a new play after a wealthy composer man rescues them from their troubled past movie and have them set up for this new play of theirs. Gold Diggers in 1933. It's another classic, timeless classic movie, I should say. It stars Warren William, Dick Powell, and Ginger Rogers. And this movie, Gold Diggers in 1933, this movie has the most classic song. I'm not sure you don't know this song, but I'm sure if you go on YouTube and look up the song, you're like, oh, this is the song that was used in this film. The song that's featured in the film, it's "We're in the Money." It's the song that Ginger Rogers sings in the beginning of the movie. Says "We're in the money." So if you never heard that song, go tap out the song like on YouTube and hear it, and you're like, oh, okay, this is the song that was featured in the movie. We're in the money. And the song that Ginger Rogers sings is "We're in the Money." That's the name of the song called. I give Gold Diggers of 1933 4 out of 3 stars. We have the Invisible Woman. That's right. If you don't, we had an Invincible Man. Now we have a woman version of the Invisible. It's called the Invisible Woman. It's about a woman. It's about a woman model who becomes an invincible. It's about a woman. It's about a model who becomes an invisible woman while she. It's about a woman model who becomes an invisible woman. I didn't hear nothing about this movie, The Invisible Woman. This movie just hit under my radar. So I had to look up this movie, The Invisible Woman, and I really enjoyed it. It's comedy. It's funny at times. It's just a funny movie. It's a funny classic movie, The Invisible Woman. I know the premise of the movie is like, what? A woman who becomes invincible? Come on, that is crazy. Well, it is what it is. But anyways, sorry about that. I enjoyed The Invisible Woman. It's so funny and fun. I really had a good time with it. It stars John Barrymore and Virginia Berger, or Berger for Virginia Berger. I had fun with The Invisible Woman. I give it 4 out of 3 stars. We have a sequel to The Invisible Man called The Invisible Man Returns. It's about an owner of a coal old mine who gets a drug that changes him into an invisible man as he seeks vengeance. Well, like I said, this is a sequel. Well, almost like a sequel to The Invisible Man. It's called The Invisible Man Returns. It stars a very young Vincent Price before he became a horror silver screen eye. Before he became known as the silver horror screen icon of horror films, Vincent Price. A very young Vincent Price. It's a fun movie. It really is. I really enjoyed it. I get the Invisible Man Returns, 4 out of 3 stars. We have a film noir crime movie called Laura. It's about a detective who follows a woman who he becomes romantically involved and in love with, while at the same time while at the same time he discovers a secret about her. Laura, like I said, Laura, it's a film noir crime movie, but it's a very good one. It stars Gene Tierney, Dana Andrews, Clifton Webb, and Vincent Price. Vincent Price appears in the film as well. It's cool to see Vincent Price in a film like this, Laura. It's a great film noir crime movie, Laura. I give it 4 out of 3 stars for Laura. We have Mimi in St. Louis. It's about a young girl who falls for a guy during a fun weekend at a small town carnival fair. This is another great musical movie I really like. Meet Me in St. Louis. It stars Judy Garland. It stars Judy Garland and Margaret O'Brien. Oh, and there's a song in this movie, Meet Me in St. Louis, I really like. It's called the Trolley Song. Again, if you go on YouTube, look up the song, the Trolley Song, from Meet Me in St. Louis. It's a very good song of its time. And I personally think it's a good song, the Trolley Song. That's what the song's called, the Trolley Song. So, it's really a fun movie, Meet Me in St. Louis. It really is. So, like I said, it stars Judy Garland, Margaret O'Brien. I give Meet Me in St. Louis 4 out of 3 stars. We have The Postman, always ring twice. It's about a woman who's married till she meets a drifter man, as she and him plan to murder the wife's husband to collect an inheritance of the small roadside motel that the husband owns. This is another classic good crime movie, The Postman Always Rang Twice. It stars Lana Turner and John Garfield. It's another great crime movie, The Postman Always Rang Twice. We have so I get A Postman Always Rang Twice 4 out of 3 stars. We have Portrait of Jenny. It's about New York during the Depression era, where a painter who encounters a girl which inspires him to paint a portrait of her, what she looked like and how she is. This is another great, fantastic, I wouldn't say fantastic, another classic movie, Portrait of Jenny. It stars Jennifer Jones, Joseph Cotton, and Outdoor Barrymore. I give Portrait of Jenny 4 out of 3 stars. And we come to the last classic movie I really like. It's called The Barkleys of Broadway. It's about a married couple who are musical experts who split up, so the other one could be an actress and the other could become famous. The Barkleys of Broadway. It stars 2 great talented real life dancers, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers. They were both great dancing partners, expert dance team people. It's a classic, the Barkleys of Broadway, which I give 4 out of 3 stars for Barkleys of Broadway. Okay, everybody, that would do it of Sebastian's Movie Game Time and my movie reviews of all the classic movies from the 30s to the 40s. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, and you'll get new content episodes Mondays. So thank you again, and I will see all of you at the movies.